to Pride and Joy Quilting. Today we're going to talk a bit about how to make a portable design board. This is amazing for foundation paper piecing, quilting, sewing in general. This is 16 by 20, which is my favorite size, but these of course can be made in whatever size you like. The tools you will need are foam board. This will be a small board for demonstration purposes, but typically they're about 1/4 of an inch thick. They can be found on Amazon for 10 at a time or in bulk, and they're quite inexpensive. They're anywhere from $20 to $29 for a packet of 10, but of course that varies on the size that you choose. So you will need foam board. You'll need some sort of paper cutting scissors and some fabric cutting scissors. You'll also need a rotary cutter, some ribbon or some twill or whatever you'd like to place in order to hang your design board, some spray adhesive, some duct tape, and some leftover batting or flannel in order to make your design board. So let's get started. The first thing you'll want to do is grab your felt or batting and simply measure it to the board that you are selecting. Of course, you'll want to have a much bigger design board. I recommend 16 by 20, but of course you can do it according to whatever fits your needs. What I then do is I lightly spray. This is a spray and bond, but I also like 505 spray adhesive. So you just want to lightly spray. I mean, it's not anything very significant. Now you'll take once you've lightly glued your fabric to the foam board, you're going to take your rotary cutter, and basically what you will do is simply trim off the excess. This is important to do so that your design board is nice and flat. Now, this is not my original idea. This is actually an idea by Lori Holt. She uses fabric to bind and put together the foam board, but I have found that duct tape works faster and just as well. Once you have your fabric sort of stuck onto your foam board, this is when you pull out your duct tape. You can use any color duct tape. In this case, in my foam boards, I actually use 3 different types of color. Those are my 3 favorite colors, but of course you can use whatever colors you like. First, you want to measure the shortest. I mean, there's no science to this. You can be in whatever fashion you like. You go about halfway to the duct tape. You squeeze it on. Now, I have the front. I'm doing the front part first. So the front of the design board is actually on the bottom. So I'm actually pulling the duct tape to the back of my small design board. At this point, I just squeeze it on. What the duct tape will do is basically have the fabric stick to the design board. What I also find is if your duct tape gets for whatever reason bent, or you just get tired of it, it's very easy to replace. Versus with fabric, you have to use hot glue, and it can become actually quite difficult to manage. I simply trim the corners here with my paper cutting scissors or my utility scissors. Do not use fabric scissors. You don't want to use that for anything other than fabric. Then I take my duct tape again, and I'm going to do the long sides. And I place the front part up against where I want. And again, I'm using a very small size simply for demonstration purposes. Got that side down. Let me see where the front is. That's the front. I then grab some more duct tape, place it down. There we go. Pull it over. Trim the sides. Making it as nice and neat as I possibly can. And there we go. I have a little tiny mini design board. Now, because I use my design boards, well, for virtually everything, in particular with foundation paper piecing, I like to add a little hanging element. So often bundles come with some ribbon, or if you have any special ribbon that you like. In this case, I bought some ruler ribbon, so that was kind of fun. But you can get any ribbon you like. Cut it down to size. You can iron it out. That's probably what I would have done here. Cut it to any size you like. Decide which direction you want your boards to be. Generally, I like them to be in portrait versus landscape. You place your piece down. You probably want to cut a small piece first. Using my scissors, I'm going to cut a small piece here. And I'm going to place my ribbon. Then I place my duct tape on top of the ribbon, securing it nicely. And now I have a small design board that can hang anywhere. Again, this has transformed my experience with quilting. It creates a foundation where I can place my pieces and move them around as I need without losing them. They're secure, they're kept in order, and especially with foundation paper piecing, organization is key to minimizing frustration. Hopefully this is helpful. Please visit me on Instagram at Pride and Joy Quilting. Thank you so much.